the right height. Here's a question for all you writers out there. When your writing is going especially well, have you ever had the feeling it's almost better than the best sex you've ever had? Key word is almost, of course. In my experience, the best sex involves sharing thoughts and emotions that are far beyond, oh my God, this feels so good. And while the best sex may be passionate and energetic, it isn't necessarily so. Sometimes it's quiet and gentle. I learned that more than 50 years ago with a woman to whom I've been married for more than 40 of those years. Nancy and I met in 1971 in the U.S. Air Force. We soon became friends, then lovers. A couple of months later, she got orders to another base halfway across the country. I proposed marriage because the military would have kept us together then. But she wasn't ready for that kind of commitment. Nor was I, truth be told. On our last morning together, our bodies said things we were too melancholic to express in words, such as we like each other more than we've ever liked anyone else, but it's too soon to call it love with a big L. We'll never forget our time together, and maybe someday we'll meet again. But for now, we have to let each other go. Despite the sadness, or maybe because of it, that was the best sex we had back then. During the decade that passed between that morning and our eventual marriage, we both had lots of sex with other people. After all, those were the heedless years between the free love 60s and the HIV 80s. Much of the sex we had with those others was good by our standards, but none of it was as good as the best we'd had with each other. And paradoxically enough, one of the things we learned during those years was that sometimes the best sex is no sex. We learned that in 1974 when she returned to my base for retraining. I had foolishly married someone else and Nancy was engaged. She mistakenly believed I was happy, and I believed the same of her. We could have had an affair, but we didn't. Again, our bodies spoke for us, but without touching, except for one moment when she put her hand on my shoulder as we looked at a photo album. We agreed not to risk our friendship for the sake of a short-lived physical liaison. We reunited in early 1981, both of us finally free, and it would have taken a much greater power than the Air Force to separate us after that. We're septuagenarians now, so maybe we've already had the best sex together we'll ever have. But maybe not, because nowadays we much better realize what's true for any couple at any age, at any time would be our lives. Above all, we're best friends, which for us means even our arguments are better than the best sex we ever had with others. But writing this has been good for me, and I hope it's also good for whoever may read it or hear it, as the case may be.